Okay, cool. Well, okay, Nixikwa. Nistu ni daniku mudumpsbi. Nistu apaska bikani. Nistu meistaki. Nistu bisatsikomotan. Greetings, my relatives in Indian country. My name is Amanda Old Crow. My Indian name is First Dancer, given to me as my adult name. When I was brought into this world, I carry the name of She Who Walks a Good Road. I carry that name with pride, and I come from the Crow and Blackfeet Nations in the state of Montana. I am a stand-up comedian. I travel all over Indian country and make people laugh. But I'm also, I travel Indian country to help with our native people to live better lives. And how I do that is I work for the Native Wellness Institute. So those of you that want to check out the Native Wellness Institute, you could go to www.nativewellness.com. And the gathering that we're doing here for the LCO, the Ojibwe people, is the gathering of Native Americans. The gathering of Native Americans originated in 1993, and I think I'm right on that year. If not, my mom's going to be coming on next, and she could record, tell the year of when it originated. But it was in the 90s, and it was a group of people who came together it was a group of concerned people that were concerned about the alcoholism and the drug addiction in Indian country, the suicide, the domestic violence. They had a concern, so they brought all these people from all the four directions of Turtle Island to try to bring something that could bring healing to communities. And with that came the gathering of Native Americans, which focuses on 4 days: the belonging, mastery, interdependence, and generosity. Belonging, day one, is always based on where do we come from? Who are our ancestors? Who do we come from? Who are our parents? Who do we originate from? And that brings that pride comes back into us of who we are, that we don't have to be someone else. We don't have to act like Michael Jordan. We don't have to act like Beyonce. I mean, we could be proud of our own ancestors. Who are our ancestors? And that's what we discover through that first day of belonging. Then we get to day two, which is mastery. Mastery is a day where we discover what pain has come into our lives, if it came, where it originated, if it was our ancestors, our grandparents, our parents, and ourselves. What pain is making us to turn away from who we are? And that's based on historical trauma. What historical trauma has hurt us to be, to take us away from who we are? So once we discover that takes us into our next day, which is interdependency. All right, I know where I come from. I know what my pain is. Now I can walk on and live a good life. Now I need that help. I need that support. And that's when the communities come together. They come as one to be able to live a good life. That's when we learn that tough word that is hard to say in Indian country, which is help. H-E-L-P. We reach out to one another and we ask people, hey, help me, my relative, I'm hurting. Can you help me to walk this journey of a good way of life for today? So once we know that we could call on our community members, our elders, our adults, our young people, when we come together like that in interdependence, that's when it's a good thing. It's a good way of life. And then the next one is when the fourth day is what we call generosity. Once we know who we are, once we mastered some of the pain that it was passed down to us from generations to generations, once we know that we could have help and that we have support from all our community members, it's time for us to give that away. It's time for us to be able to call, go and give the hands help people. Because someone once helped me in my life. Someone reached down and helped me and said, hey Amanda, come on, I'm here for you. I support you. And that's what got me on this journey. And that's what the fourth day symbolizes. It's time for us to give back. It's time for us to give those gifts that were once given to us. You know, a young man spoke here today about how proud he is, you know, and that he doesn't have to get paid to go out and to help Indian people. Because someone once took the time to pull him aside and shoot some hoops with him, play basketball, and where, you know, it installed something in him. It made him think that there's someone there for him, and it brought him pride, and it brought him something. And that's what generosity is about, is that once we are able to give to someone, then we reach that full circle. So that's kind of what the Gathering of Native Americans is about, which is a 4-day healing, and it brings pride to our people all over Indian country. The Gathering of Native Americans belongs to you. You know, and today, you know, and being here, and again, I also mentioned that I work with the Native Wellness Institute. We travel all over Indian country, and we go and we give experience, strength, and hope to Native communities, because we want pride to come back of who we are as a people. And that's, and on the side, I like to be funny. I mentioned that I was a stand-up comedian, and I do that with great pride. I travel all over in this country to celebrate with people, because a lot of Native people ain't ready to cry, but man, they'll sure crack up at anything. And that's some of the spirit that I want to keep alive. So again, Indian country, I thank you for giving me this opportunity to share a little bit of myself. And I'll see you out there soon. To contact any of us, you could go to nativewellnessinstitute.com, and I'm there, and I welcome anyone that's interested in having a discussion with me. And I thank you, Indian country. Kitakato Matson.